inventory at the not to exceed sum of $5,000. And the second is in conjunction with the NJDEP, United States Army Corps of Engineers Land Use Permit Application Services at the not to exceed sum of $24,152.
Motion by consensus.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolutions be adopted. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Abstain?
And Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
And the last ones, if you'd like to do, I can go by consent.
Fine with me.
First is authorizing an administrative services agreement with Empower Retirement LLC and authorizing the mayor to sign the agreement. The next is authorizing contracts with certain approved state contract vendors for calendar year 2024. The next is authorizing the Wildwood Crest Police Department to participate in the Defense Logistics Agency Law Enforcement Support Office 1033 program to enable the Wildwood Crest Police Department to request and acquire excess Department of Defense equipment. The next is authorizing Francine Springer and Alexis Campolango to continue as custodian of petty cash for the Wildwood Crest administrative offices, not to exceed sum $250. The next is authorizing Robert Lloyd to continue as custodian for the petty cash for the Wildwood Crest Police Department at the not to exceed sum of $200. Next is authorizing cancellation and refund of taxes for totally disabled veteran. Next is authorizing an agreement for shared services between the Borough of Wildwood Crest and the City of Wildwood for Little League maintenance for Morey Field and Higby Field. Next is authorizing a shared services agreement between the Township of Lower and the Borough of Wildwood Crest for a shared court. The next is authorizing approval of change order number 3, Joseph Von Salvage, pool and roof improvements to reflect additional work to furnish and install depth markers at the not to exceed sum of $4,430.65. The next is authorizing advertisement of a request for proposal notice to bidders for lead-based paint inspection concession services. The next is authorizing advertisement for notice to bidders for Beach Street End public access improvements Phase 3. And the last is authorizing an intra-county mutual aid and assistance agreement between the County of Cape May and the Borough of Wildwood Crest.
I'll motion by consensus.
I will second, Trish.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolutions be adopted. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes. Thank you, Trish.
You are welcome.
Good job, Trish.
That was quick.
All right, no bills to be authorized at this first meeting. We'll open the floor up to anyone, any public comments. We'll start with anybody here in the audience. Hearing none, we'll move on to anybody on the conference line. This might be the fastest
We're on now.
reorganization meeting. You're on?
You're on.
Okay.
Don't change yourself.
Nothing under new business, nothing under old business. Any follow-up on any of this? I don't think so. Coming off of a little bit of a hiatus. Concession agreement, no, but we'll have more on that after the TDC on the January 10th. Traffic calming is on hold, still under review. Back beach excavation, the dune project's getting closer. Dredging is on hold. New Jersey Avenue infrastructure pre-county, pending funding. Public Works still waiting for the Public Works recreation roof and the flat roof. Waiting for Czar Engineering get back to us on that. Bayside outfalls and capacity bulkheads and replacement. We're having a capital meeting internally just to review the different phases for that project. Make sure we have the funding in place to get done what we need to get done. Mark and Francine and Connie, that's next week, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Washington, Seaview Avenue, beach fall lines that we're waiting for Rotella. So that wraps up all the discussion on old business. Last round for public comments before we head into commissioner comments. Anybody? Anybody on the conference line have any public comments? Hearing none, moves into the commissioner comments. Gentlemen?
I'd like to thank everybody who participated as a volunteer for a basketball classic in Wildwood. It's a group that we raise scholarship money for the schools, and we had a great time there. We also had a guest announcer this year. The mayor was there, did 4 consecutive games. I was very impressed. And Mr. de Blasio was there also, to name a few. And Chucky James was there the whole time.
Kenneth was
He was refereeing and keeping everybody straight, especially me.
Actually, I will say that was a good time. That was the first time I did that. I really enjoyed it. Good. Commissioner?
Just Happy New Year, especially to the taxpayers.
All right, so a couple announcements from my end. One is officially now, correct me if I'm wrong, Trish, Borough Hall is now 8:30 to 4 o'clock.
Correct?
So it's open a half an hour earlier here in the new year, and it closes a half an hour earlier than what it was in 2023. So we want to make sure that everybody's aware of that, especially if you're coming in to pay your taxes, it is open earlier. I also would like to wish everybody a Happy New Year. Thank you to all the staff for dealing with our administration as we go through our coming into our third year. And thank you to the residents and all our vacationers for your patience and following through on the vision that this administration has set forth. 2024, I expect it to be no different than 2022 and 2023 years. Nothing but great vision and getting some good things done for behalf of everybody here in Wildwood Crest. That said, I'll entertain the motion to adjourn.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right on. 9:46.
Right.